Hey, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Mid-Level Media channel, your hub for everything physical media and entertainment. I am Ken. Today, guys, look, a couple of weeks ago, we talked about 4Ks that I think are likely to happen in 2025. Today's exciting because I get to talk about some stuff that I want to happen in 2025, some movies that I want to see on 4K in 2025. And I think I've got a good selection of picks here today. Now, some of you guys are going to scoff. You're going to say, "Ken, those all suck. Here's what I want." And I encourage that. Comment down below the 4Ks that you want to see in 2025. This is my personal list. This is like my dream list. Like, if these happen, Ken's going to be so happy. Like, when he gets on here to announce these, like, I'm just going to be full of life and energy, and I just chomping at the bit to get to watch these on 4K. So yeah, that's what we're doing here today. Before we get into it, like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, guys. We talk about physical media on this channel, Blu-rays, 4Ks, only the movies that you love, all that stuff there behind me every single day. If you like that kind of stuff, that kind of content, definitely consider hitting that subscribe button. And if any of these that I get ready to talk about actually get announced for 4K, like, we're going to cover it here first. I'll probably do a special video on all 10 of these I'm talking about. Did I mention I'm doing 10? Yes, we're doing 10 4Ks that I want to come out in 2025. So yeah, guys, let's get into it. I do have honorable mentions, though. I will say that I've got my 10 main picks that are all, I have Blu-rays of all 10 of them. I wanted to make sure I had the actual, like, physical versions this time around. But I've also got some honorable mentions as well. Some stuff that I don't have in the collection yet because I'm waiting on those 4K, guys. I don't want to pick up the Blu-ray because I feel like they're going to get upgraded to 4K. The first one is Sylvester Stallone's Judge Dredd. And some of you guys may laugh at that, but I would love it if Arrow Video announced a 4K of that and I could just put it right next to my Demolition Man, because those two movies in my mind, they just go hand in hand. So that's one. A History of Violence. David Cronenberg's A History of Violence. We have Eastern Promises. I want A History of Violence. If it's from Kino Lorber, if it's from whoever else. I don't even know what studio did A History of Violence, but like whoever, like, I want that movie on 4K, just like Eastern Promises. Again, two movies that I kind of just lump in the same category. Troy from 2004. This movie came out the year that I graduated. I remember seeing this in the summertime in the theaters. I love Troy. I don't feel like it was critically, like, received very well. It's got a 53% I'm seeing on Rotten Tomatoes. But damn the critics. I want this movie on 4K. It will look beautiful on 4K. And I think that's a Wolfgang Petersen film as well. But you got Brad Pitt, Orlando Bloom, and yeah, I was big into, like, Greek stuff and Greek mythology and all that back in the day. I love the Odyssey. Troy's the story of the Iliad. So yeah, I would be so excited if that got announced for 4K. I think it's a Warner Brothers title, so they would be the ones that put it out on 4K. I think it's time. It's not the 20th anniversary. It would be the 21st. But I think it's time that we get Troy on 4K. My other honorable mention, guys, we got to get these sometime, like at least like a Blu-ray box set, maybe not a 4K, but a Blu-ray box set. I got to talk about my Ernest films. We need Ernest, okay? We need a Blu-ray box set, but I'll take a 4K box set. Hell, if you just want to give me Scared Stupid, if you just want to give me Saves Christmas and Goes to Jail and Camp on 4K, I'd be happy with that. I don't need all the rest of them, but I'd be happy with like a 4-film box set of those 4, like, main Ernest films on 4K. So that's my honorable mentions. Let's get into my main picks. The ones that I need these to come to 4K this year, guys. I need these. Now, it's likely, maybe we'll get a couple of them, but it's not likely that we're going to get all of these in 2025. It's probably likely that we're not going to get most of these, but I can dream, can I? Bone Tomahawk. This is an S. Craig Zahler film. I love this movie. I've loved it since the second I saw it. It was so freaking cool. Like, I was not this was before, like, I was super into Westerns. So when I booted this up on Netflix, I was not ready for the experience that movie gave me. And I freaking love this movie. It is brutal. It is gnarly as hell. It's got some of the best actors, like, around in this film. You got Kurt Russell in the film. Patrick Wilson's in this movie. I think this was pre-Conjuring. Matthew Fox, Richard Jenkins, like, incredible cast in this film. And it's a Western. Like, Westerns look great on 4K, so I think we absolutely need Bone Tomahawk on 4K in 2025. And it's the 10th anniversary as well, guys. It's the 10th anniversary of this film. I would love it, like freaking love it, if we got like a Second Sight box set of this. I think Second Sight would be perfect to do this movie, or even Arrow Video, like I would take as well. But yeah, I want Bone Tomahawk. We got Brawl in Cell Block 99, which was S. Craig Zahler's follow-up film in 4K. I want this in 4K as well. And we need Dragged Across Concrete on 4K. I'll take that also. Great films. I need him to make another film, because he's like 3 for 3 as far as I'm concerned. Guys, like, look, we got rumblings of Con Air, Armageddon. I'm not going to bring those up again. I feel like I bring those up every year, but I'm going to bring this up again. I talk about this every year as well. The Rock. I need The Rock on 4K. Now, I think this is Hollywood Pictures, so it's owned by Disney. But come on, guys, you're going to do Armageddon, you're going to do Con Air. You got to do The Rock. Like, this is one of the most beloved action films of the 90s. Like, people would go nuts. This is one of the, like, big ones that's left. I feel like people would go, like, there's people that don't love Armageddon. There's people that don't love Con Air. There's not anybody that doesn't love The Rock. Everybody loves The Rock. Everybody remembers this film very fondly, like I do as well. I think I saw this in a drive-in when I was a kid, but I've always loved The Rock, and I cannot wait till we finally get to see it in 4K. Somebody please, like, announce this. Come on, Disney. Like, give it back to Criterion. Let them do a 4K, but I'll take that as well. The Rock on... Who doesn't want The Rock on 4K? Like, who wouldn't go... Please comment. If you're going to comment down below and be like, Ken, all your pics are trash, are you really going to tell me that you wouldn't buy The Rock on 4K? Are you really going to tell me that? Okay? It'd be ridiculous if you did. All right, my number 3, guys. I got a lot of comments about this one in my last video where I talked about the likely 4Ks, but There Will Be Blood on 4K. Like, there was rumblings of this, I think, all the way back in 2021 or 2022, coming to 4K. Now, I think, yes, this is a Paramount title, so Paramount might do this in 4K. But since we just got No Country, like, it makes me want There Will Be Blood on 4K from the Criterion collection as well, because these movies just match up in my mind. They both came out the same year. Not that they're similar movies, like they're really kind of different. But I think thematically and aesthetically, they kind of line up a little bit. And they were both nominated for Best Picture, and they were both going at it, like, who's going to win? There Will Be Blood, No Country for Old Men. Like, there was fans on both sides. They're both great films. They both would have deserved it, in my opinion. But There Will Be Blood, like, this is a modern masterpiece that will look so good in 4K. And yes, Criterion could do a great edition, but also, like, Second Sight, I would love it if they did there. I want Second Sight to do everything, guys. They're so good. But There Will Be Blood, freaking modern masterpiece. It needs a 4K. The fact that it doesn't have a 4K yet is a freaking crime. It is a crime. Maybe it's not a crime to some people that this doesn't have a 4K, but as soon as they did the first one on 4K, they should have done this one the year after. Gremlins 2. Gremlins 2, the new batch. I love Gremlins 2. I love the first one, but growing up and even now, Gremlins 2 is my favorite. It is my absolute favorite. Like, it takes the concept, the premise of the Gremlins, and just throws it into insane Looney Tunes ridiculousness. But it is so much fun. I love the different types of gremlins, the brain gremlin, the girl gremlin, the spider gremlin. Like, there's so many cool the gargoyle gremlin. Like, there's so many cool different, like, variants of gremlins. And, like, the mall setting, like the skyscraper mall setting, was always so cool to me. The cameos, you got freaking Hulk Hogan in this movie. I love it. I love the guy that plays Dracula as well. But Gremlins 2 was always, like, Rambo, Gizmo was always my favorite as a kid. And even now, like as an adult, like, this movie, like, is far more intelligent than people give it credit for. Like, Joe Dante knew the kind of movie he was making, and he made it. So I appreciate that so much. Gremlins 2, in my opinion, guys, modern masterpiece, 90s masterpiece, if they want to call it that. But yeah, guys, Gremlins 2, in my opinion, a masterpiece. I'm going to say this about every film. A masterpiece of the 90s. And this will be celebrating its 35th anniversary this year, because this one came out in 1990. So there you go, guys. Who doesn't want The Jerk in 4K? Come on, Steve Martin, classic Steve Martin comedy. This movie, I had seen it before way back in the day, but I recently watched it like 2 or 3 years ago. I was on the floor, like, laughing. I was on the couch, and then I ended up on the floor, like, laughing my ass off. This movie is so funny. This is so funny. And Steve Martin is so good in this movie. But I just got this Blu-ray from Universal. Now, Shout Factory, I really tried to not bring over boutiques to upgrade, because if it already has a good edition from a boutique label, that's good enough for a lot of these titles. So I tried not to pick like stuff that had boutique editions, but I don't have the Shout Factory edition of The Jerk. So, you know, I would take a 4K upgrade. Whether or not you want to do it with Shout Factory, whether or not you want to do it through Universal, I just want a 4K of this because I think this movie would look really good. It's got a lot of great like set design and scenery in it. It is a comedy that I think could benefit from that 4K. I know there's some people out there that don't want comedies in 4K, and that's okay. That's you. You don't have to get it, okay? I just wanted it announced so people had the option whether or not they want to get The Jerk on 4K. But The Jerk, 100%, needs to come out on 4K. I love this freaking movie. Steve Martin is so good. I was born a poor black child. It's so freaking good. I love it so much. All right, let's get into the next one, guys. We got more Paul Thomas Anderson to talk about. His filmography really needs some upgrading. It does for sure. There's more we could talk about. Magnolia, The Master. But we're talking about Boogie Nights. And there are heavy rumors and there's heavy indication, I think going back like 2 years ago, that we were going to get Boogie Nights on 4K, but it hasn't been officially announced yet. And I don't know if it will be officially announced this year, but I hope that it does. It is a dream release for me because this is another film that will look absolutely phenomenal in the 4K format. Like you got freaking Mark Wahlberg would look great in 4K. Heather Graham would look fantastic in 4K in this movie. But this movie is just so good. Like I love There Will Be Blood. I still think Boogie Nights is my favorite Paul Thomas Anderson, and then There Will Be Blood would come second probably. But I love The Master as well. Boogie Nights, incredible film. We need it on 4K. I don't know if Warner Brothers would do this. It's a New Line Cinema film. Or maybe they would give it to Criterion Collection to do on 4K. That's possible as well. But Boogie Nights, it needs the 4K treatment. Somebody do it in 2025. All right, we got 4 more. We got freaking bangers. These last 4 are bangers. They are 100% bangers. You can't disagree with any of them, okay? You can't. Anaconda on 4K. Who doesn't want more J-Lo on 4K for one, but Ice Cube on 4K? You got Owen Wilson on 4K. John Voight on 4K doing the It's a Snake. John Voight on 4K, It's a Snake, would be fantastic. You guys know, look, the CGI of the snake doesn't look great. It doesn't, but there are parts of this film that will look absolutely stunning in 4K. Like I'm thinking of Apocalypse Now. Like this movie has the same kind of vibe with the boat going down the river in the jungle setting. And that movie looks great in 4K. So I'm thinking of that and I'm thinking of this. And I think there's some moments in that jungle with the water and stuff that will look fantastic in 4K. And you know, only parts of the movie really kind of show that CGI snake. There's some really good practical stuff in the film as well that would look fantastic in 4K. So I think that, you know, it was kind of teased, but then it was revealed to be cruising when Arrow Video kind of teased with that snake skin on Instagram. But I think that Arrow Video would be perfect to do Anaconda on 4K. I would love to see Arrow Video do Anaconda on 4K. So yeah, somebody do this movie on 4K in 2025. That's all I'm asking. All right, guys, we got 3 more. This one has to, I've already said it before, this has to come out on 4K, and it has to come out on 4K from Arrow Video, or I riot. I will riot. I will burn this mother to the ground. I will burn this channel to the ground. I will quit YouTube if this does not get announced on 4K from Arrow Video, and that is From Dusk Till Dawn. This is one that was announced to come to 4K. No official cover art, which is what I'll say, guys. You cannot trust sometimes when stuff gets announced and there's no cover art for like months, because we've seen it happen before where there's no cover art, but they announced it, but then it never comes out and then it just gets taken off the slate. This was one of those. And we've still never got an explanation for it. Like this was literally supposed to come out October of 2021. We got all the way to October. I think I put this like on my most anticipated for the month. Like we were that close to getting it. No cover art. So we're like, oh, what's going on here? And then it was just taken off the release date. It was ripped away from us without any sort of explanation. And I'm still so upset about it. Like, what are you doing, Robert Rodriguez? I get it. You had to do Desperado. You had to do The Faculty. You know, I love The Faculty, but come on, you did The Faculty before From Dusk Till Dawn? Come on now. From Dusk Till Dawn, like he's got to be working on this. And he's got to be working on this with Arrow Video. Plenty of special features. I need all of it. I need all of it. Special features. I know you're not going to get Quentin to talk about it. You're not going to get Clooney. You're not going to get Salma Hayek. I get that. You know, maybe Harvey Keitel. Probably not him as well. Juliette Lewis, maybe. You get somebody to talk about this film. Robert Rodriguez. He talked about Desperado and his other, you know, his Mexico trilogy. He can talk about From Dusk Till Dawn. But I freaking love this movie. It would look so great in 4K. You guys know it would. The titty twister in 4K would look so immaculate in 4K. This is my favorite vampire movie. You guys can have your Lost Boys. From Dusk Till Dawn, my favorite vampire movie of all time. I need to see this in glorious, stunning 4K. I need those vampire transformations. I need freaking Tom Savini in 4K as a vampire. I need that. Okay, I need that in my life. I need it this year. So Arrow Video, please make this happen. Okay, From Dusk Till Dawn, we need it, guys. There's my pitch. All right, we got two more. This is a fan favorite. I like this film a lot. I don't love it like some people. When it comes to 90s Westerns, I'm much more of an Unforgiven guy than a Tombstone guy. But I will acknowledge that this is too big of a Western to not have a 4K. This needs a 4K, and it needs it pronto. And look, this movie is gorgeous. Like, it's a gorgeous film that will look so magnificent in 4K. So even though I don't love the movie like other people do, it's not one of my favorite Westerns, I still like it a lot. I still want to see it in 4K because it would look so freaking good. But yeah, guys, Tombstone, I would, you know, this is Disney as well. That's the problem here. It's Disney, same as The Rock. So Disney would have to play a lot more ball than we would even be willing to give them credit for in 2025. If they're going to do Con Air and Armageddon, like, could we actually get The Rock and Tombstone in the same year as those two titles? Like, that would put Disney like top 5 studios and boutique labels for me if they did all 4 of these movies. But yeah, this is a Hollywood Pictures as well, same as The Rock. This is also Hollywood Pictures, which I think, I want to say The Sixth Sense or Signs, or maybe both, were also Hollywood Pictures. So they have done Hollywood Pictures stuff in the past. But yeah, Tombstone, guys, 100%. People have been calling for this one for years. I've been talking about this one on the Physical Media. I think I talked about this on the Physical Media Report for the first time when there was like first like rumors and rumblings about it. I think back in early 2022. So this is like 3 years later, and we're still talking about getting Tombstone on 4K. But yeah, guys, like, we need it. We need Tombstone on 4K. You know we do. Last one, guys. This is a big one. It's a huge one. Absolutely massive one to come to 4K. That is also, damn it, owned by Disney. Castaway. Robert Zemeckis' Castaway with Tom Hanks. This is still, I would say this is my favorite Tom Hanks movie. It is probably my favorite Tom Hanks movie. I love this film. Like, every time I watch it, I just get so wrapped up in it. You know, Tom Hanks is so great. Like, I would say this is the best Tom Hanks movie because he has nobody to bounce off of. Like, he's literally leading this film, 90% of it himself, and he's magnificent in the movie. Like, he is so good in this film. Like, he's playing off a volleyball, like, for like 50% of the movie, but he's so great. Like, this is his best performance. But the movie, like, taking place on the islands with the sand, with the ocean, with the trees, with the scenery, the mountains, like, it would look so great in 4K. So great in 4K. So this is one I definitely need to happen on 4K. And I think this is 2000. So this is the 25th anniversary of Castaway. So we need Castaway on 4K. Disney, make it happen. Pull off the impossible. Give us Tombstone. Give us Castaway. Give us The Rock. Give us Con Air. And give us Armageddon. All in the same year. And I'll never say another bad thing about you. That's all it takes. I'll never say anything else bad about you. Ever. Okay? I promise. But that's it, guys. That's the video. Hope you enjoyed it. But I think my picks are good. I think these are good. You guys can trash it in the comments if you want to, but these are some solid picks to come to 4K in 2025, if I do say so myself. So, yeah, I got to have those, guys. I got to. Thank you all so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Turn on those bell notifications for all future videos, and follow me on all my social media accounts. Those links are down below in the description, and we'll see you next time.